covering your stimulus, second stimulus, your executive order stimulus, and your third stimulus. Big updates across the board this afternoon. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. We just passed 375,000 followers. Tomorrow is our 9-month anniversary, and we're currently at 92 million views at this point. It's a YouTube record, 92 million views, but we're trying to shoot for 100 million views by the end of the month. So we're trying to get to 100 million views in 9 months. If you've not watched every video today, then go back and watch all the videos from today. We've had separate videos for unemployment and one for hazard pay and one for EIDL. If you don't know, Hazard Pay is the new hit show on 10 o'clock at night, every night on the West Coast, 1 o'clock a.m. time. I go into, it is a tape show, but it's an instant premiere, so I'm actually chatting live with viewers while watching it. Also, EIDL is at 1 a.m. in the morning. Unemployment is at 2 a.m. FPUC, and then early mornings LA is at 3 and 3:30. So watch those videos. Want to get to 100 million views. If you've not, hit that alert button. Hit that alert button so you can alert when another video goes live. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, click the member link in the description to this video. Underneath the video, it says join, or at the top of the chat, it says join. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. And for the people who are already in the room that are members today, you got a brand new PDF today. The new PDF for today is 120-23-21 to refer to today's date. And the PDF, which I have in front of me, which was posted again on the channel minutes ago, goes over what is in first stimulus, second stimulus, and third stimulus, and moreover, what is still needed to be done. And in this video, I'm going to do something totally new, which I've never done before, which is how to get things in replacement for third stimulus items now without having to wait for the third stimulus package bill. Said another way, if you don't want to wait around for the third stimulus package bill to be introduced or to be voted upon or to become law, well, guess what? I have some workarounds, some tricks to get that stimulus now other ways. So let's go through the details right now. All right, the first one is the exciting news about individual items. Let's do one at a time. First, the SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad Benefits, and Veterans Benefits, who have been waiting for announcement from Joe Biden. What's he going to do with his promise to give $200 a month from now to December of 2021 as part of the stimulus package? And the 20% increase and the new benchmark, what is he going to do with this money? When is he going to deal with it, and where is it going to go? Well, I have a workaround for it. If you don't want to wait for that money, you can get free rent and free utilities now under first stimulus, and also nonprofits like United Way, Salvation Army, Children's Charities, Catholic Charities. These organizations are paying rent for people on benefits like that, and you can get $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 of rent stimulus right now, utility stimulus right now. So if you can save money, thousands of dollars on your bills right now, this is an easy workaround while we're waiting for the third stimulus package to get fixed. How do you do it? You reach out to the volunteers who are on the community page of this channel in the pinned comment description to this video, and also the pinned comment, the description to this video, and also the pinned comment that sends you to news.lalate.com/community, has a series of cute animals on the page, and you'll find the volunteers there that can help you get rent and utilities now. Yes, you qualify for it. Yes, this could be thousands of dollars, far more than waiting for that $200 to start when it ever starts. Again, we have no word from Joe where it is or what has happened to it. All right, the next one is EIDL loan. is a workaround for people waiting for the Joe Biden third stimulus package loan. Joe Biden says he's going to provide you a lending instrument in the third stimulus package for businesses. Now, his loan is to start new businesses. Well, if you also have an existing Schedule C operation in some regards, hey, Tabitha, you can go to SBA.gov right now and get an EIDL loan and get approved and paid for the loan within about 2 days. So if you need a loan and you have an existing Schedule C or something like that, go to SBA.gov. Everyone, welcome Tabitha to the room. Welcome, Tabitha. She's our first member to join in tonight's chat. If you're looking to join like Tabitha, click that link in the description or under the video that says join or at the top of the chat. She became a Purple Hawk. You too can, you can as well, or Purple Power or Calcino VIP. So suddenly you see 2 workarounds to get moolah now without having to wait for the third stimulus package to happen. People on low-income benefits. Hey, Mark, there's Mark kicking it in right now. Everyone welcome Mark to the family. Mark is a new Purple Hawk, and everyone welcome Mark to the family. So if you need money and you're on low-income or benefits, don't wait for the third stimulus package to kick in. Hey, Juan, I appreciate that. Was that Juan? It's Dan. Hey, Dan, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, Dan. So if you need money right now, reach out to the volunteers to get that rent and utilities. And if you need a business loan, do an EIDL right now. Finally, if you need a grant right now, consider doing a PPP if you're a sole practitioner or small business operator. It starts as a loan, but then is forgiven and becomes a grant. You reach out to lenders like Cabbage and Fundera to get that. It's very easy. So suddenly we have 3 items as a workaround to waiting for that third stimulus package to come in. Now, I got another one for you. How about unemployment? You're waiting for Joe to change his mind and do FPUC retro. You're also waiting for Joe to change his mind to say, hey, $600 a week, as I so promised, not this $400 a week. So how do you do it? What is the trick? What are the options? I got another workaround for you. Escalated benefits. I haven't said it in a while. And in that little while, we've added a couple tens of thousands of subscribers. So let me go over it right now. What is escalated benefits? First, the words escalated benefits are only words that I use. So don't use those words somewhere else because no one will understand the words. Basic words you should use are more unemployment, more unemployment money, just more or additional. Don't use the fancy words I'm using in this recording. What do you do? And what is the concept? The concept is that every state starts your unemployment checks based upon a base level number. It starts them at a base level number, let's say $150 a week. Well, did you know that every state has a range of unemployment? It starts at 100 something a week and could go as high as $400 or $500 a week. How do you get to that higher amount? It's very easy. You get your 2019 tax return. You get it on your computer. You get it on your phone. You take a picture of it. You scan it. You get it somehow on your phone digitally. If that's the way you're going to send messages or emails. If you use a computer, then you get it on your computer. Then you write a nice little cover letter. Hi, unemployment office. How are you? Want some $12 ice cream? No. How are you, unemployment office? I have a copy attached of my 2019 tax return. I want to see if I qualify for additional weekly benefits. Very simple words. I want to see if I qualify for additional weekly benefits. That's all you're asking. Please take a look at my tax return. Thank you. And then you send it off. You call the next day, and you call the day after, and you keep on calling. You don't stop calling until you get an answer. Let me explain what you're doing. And this is how the numbers work. Escalated benefits, which is the terminology I use on this channel, works as the following. If you made $18,000 or more in 2019, you should do this. If you made $18,000 to $25,000 in 2019, you can raise your benefits about $50 a week, which if you've been unemployed for 20 weeks, about $2,000. If you made $20,000 to $30,000 in 2019, you can raise your benefits about $100 a week, which is about $5,000. And if you made over $30,000 a week in 2019, you will raise your benefits about $300 a week, which will be about $10,000. And I've gotten viewers all those numbers across the channel. So do that, and you could get as upwards of $10,000 in your account. Everyone welcome Alvin to the room. Welcome, Alvin, for becoming a new Purple Hawk. Wow, we are kicking it up high speed tonight. So everyone welcome Alvin to the room. Alvin is on fire, and I'm so excited you're joining us. Welcome to the family, Alvin. So there you go. Suddenly we see all these ways you could do workarounds. Yes, great question, Lee Maddox. So that works for PUA as well. PUA, same concept. UI, same concept. Would this work where you're an independent contract? Yes, it does. In fact, it actually is very, oops, as I drop my papers, very simple. Rosalinda Cortereras. Welcome, Rosalinda. Everyone welcome Rosalinda to the family. Hello, Rosalinda. This works very simple for PUA. Now remember, promise to me you do this. You do not use the word escalated benefits. No one will know what you're talking about because that's just a terminology I use. All you say is, hi, I want to see if I qualify for additional weeks of benefits. Now, I also recommend to do something else on top of that. I also recommend, thank you, Tad, always for the super chats. I love your super chats. What if I made under $12,000? This only works if you made over $18,000 2019. This only works if you made over $18,000 2019. Now, the last thing I'd recommend you to do, hey, Brian, what's going on? Brian Verizon, 24. Well, everyone, welcome Brian Verizon to the family. Welcome, Brian. Hope you're good. What I want you to do before you ever call them is Google your state for the word maximum unemployment benefits to see what the maximum benefits are that your state pays. Deanna, hey, welcome, Deanna. Can I get UI and put if I'm out unpaid FMLA? I don't know what that means. I don't even know what FMLA is. What I want you to do is I want you to Google what's the maximum benefits in your state. Some states is $400 a week. Some states is $500 a week. Some states is $300 a week. I had two viewers call unemployment in Texas. And Unemployment Texas said twice, told two different viewers on 2 different days, the maximum amount of money the state of Texas ever pays its citizens on unemployment, maximum we ever pay is $145 a week. That's not true. Maximum unemployment in Texas is more than $145 a week. But that's the maximum we pay. We never pay more than $145 a week, so don't be asking where that additional money is because we don't pay that. So yeah, if you get that person on the phone with that bad accent, say, where'd you get that bad accent from? It sounds like someone in LA trying to do a Texas accent. Hang up the phone, say, thank you, have a good day, and where'd you get that accent? Say you know, I'll see you on the Dukes of Hazzard revival, and take care. I think Dukes of Hazzard was Oklahoma, actually. But there you go. So that's funny because that's the same thing they told my wife. Says Juan, yeah, there's always this. Juan said the same thing happens to his wife. There is funny person 251. Hey, funny person 251, how are you? How's funny person 252? Is funny person 251 funnier than funny person 249? I had to ask if funny person was funnier than funny person 249. So there you go. So there is a workaround for everything. If you're joining me at the 15-minute mark, there's a lot of deliciousness here so far. I showed how if you're on SSI and SSDI, you can get rent as a supplement for waiting around for Joe Biden's stimulus. You can get utilities as well. Oh, I forgot Snap. If you've never gotten Snap, I always have a viewer say, I never got Snap. Thank you for telling me about Snap. What's Snap? Snap is free food. Hey, Sean, with the dancing bear, the dancing bear. What's going on with the dancing bear? I appreciate that. Uh, LA Family Medical Leave Act. Okay, thank you. Um, so why has he been silent about the SSDI? What have we done to be forgotten about? Um, yeah, I don't know why he's been silent. That's why we're pushing the three campaigns of this channel. Hashtag FPUC Retro, hashtag MSC, and hashtag SS200. And welcome Gina to the family. Welcome, Gina. How are you? Everyone, welcome Gina to the family. Thank you for joining and becoming a new Purple Hawk. We got Snap said yesterday, someone just said. So one viewer said they just got Snap yesterday. What is Snap? It is free food. You get the free food by calling up Department of Agriculture. Rosalinda, how do you get the PDFs? You go to the community page of this channel. I posted them about 15 minutes before this video. Only members can see it. Michael, everyone welcome Michael to the family. Everyone welcome Michael to the family. He says that his child tax credit won't come into play until year 2021. Regina, I've heard so much insanity about tax credits to last me a lifetime. So very frankly, the only way I'm covering tax credits now is going over what Joe said. I was getting into a Twitter feud with someone before saying one network said this about a paper that said that about another paper. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just running what Joe's saying. You know, you can all bicker as much as you want about tax credits. It's people that don't understand what a tax credit is, and they don't understand the concept, and they don't understand what Joe said. Hey, Bria, Breely is a new Purple Hawk. Welcome to the family. Really excited. Everyone, welcome Breely. At the 17-minute mark, let me give you a big update on where we are. How do we get Snap? How do you get Snap? You call up 211 or you call up Department of Agriculture. Eligibility is about $49,000 or less, 2019 for an individual. And also in Hawaii, Family 4 pays about $1,400 a month. Really deliciousness. So if you're just joining me at the 17-minute mark, this is Afternoons LA with Bean and Mitch. You know, in a given day, I'm online on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, answering people's questions 24/7. There's one thing you can't make up about me is I answer people's questions morning, noon, and night. And I continue to do it around the clock. This is Afternoons LA, and if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. We're at 375,000, but we're shooting for 400,000. So let's do it. We got 30,000 away. Even on Larry Kudlow's calculator, we do. So we got about 40,000 away. Let's get it to 400,000. Let's do it. Meantime, if you've not hit the bell, like this video, and more importantly, tomorrow's our 9-month anniversary. We're at 92 million views, which is a YouTube record. But we're not done there. Our goal is to get to 100 million views in our 9th month. So if you've missed a video today, please watch videos. I think people were not watching videos yesterday because of the football games. And certainly I'm competing against the State Farm Bowl currently, you know, Rodgers and the Bills. So, you know, I appreciate you for multitasking, watching me, stimulus and football. Elliot, how come you always refer to Hawaii when it comes to Snap? Because I need a number, and I need to show people how much it is. So I remember that number, and that's one of the numbers I use. So yeah, that's, you know, every state pays Snap differently. And I remember that number really clearly. So I got to use I have to explain what it is and explain what the number is. And no particular reason why I'm choosing Hawaii. Do I recall correctly that the tax break cutoff was at 25,000? I don't know what you're referring to. There is one of the tax codes that Joe is dealing with is a $21,000 cutoff, but there's 3 tax codes that Joe is dealing with. So there we go. And he's not referencing to one state for food stamps. Yes, SNAP is a national program. The 15% increase now for 1 year is national. Regina with this dancing bear. The dancing bear is dancing through our show. So thank you, dancing bear. I'm here and I'm watching the game too. Well, I appreciate that. SNAP goes by the cost of living in each state. Yes, SNAP is different in every state. Um, who knows the third stimulus package could take as long as getting the second getting passed. Okay, so that was another thing that I wanted to get to. Thank you for that comment, Stililo. Oh, I got EBT, $100 more. Wow. Um, EBT. I mean, do you mean PEBT? Because it should be more than that. It should be more than that. So let me go over something that's very obvious. There's an elephant in the room. There's a clear elephant in the room. The reason why I'm making this recording about how to do workarounds, how to do things to replace stimulus, is because of the obvious elephant in the room. What's the elephant in the room? The obvious elephant is that we all were under the assumption that on day one, Nancy would already have the third stimulus package bill in the House of Representatives passed. We just assumed that on day one, this emergency stimulus package to fix the U.S. economy would be in the House of Representatives on day one and passed. It's not there, and it's not even off of his table yet. It's still not off of Joe Biden's table in the White House. So that's the elephant in the room. It's going slow. Brielle, it was promised to go out on day one. Yeah, this is not day one anymore. This is now week 2. And so you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. No, I'm not explaining myself. I'm explaining Joe Biden. I'm explaining Joe Biden. The obvious situation is people need stimulus, and we're now at week 2. You know, if you want to deal with the Paris the Paris Convention for Climate, that's fine. But for God's sakes, Joe, that could be done week 2. The climate of the United States is not going to change in 6 days. You know, whatever's wrong with our ozone today is going to be the same problem next week. You need to do the stimulus package on day one. What are you doing, Joe? I mean, there's certain priorities. I know it looks really good to say, hey, we joined the World Climate this and this and that, you know. But that's not a priority. Priority is stimulus. Now, let me tell you, because I tell you good and I tell you bad. Do you want me to tell you bad? Yes or no? Tell me if you want me to tell you bad, because there's good and there's bad out there today. There's definitely bad. Yes, exactly. Do you want to hear bad? Because sometimes I don't know if I want to tell you bad. Tell me, say yes if you want me to tell me bad, or I skip it. Yes, please tell me bad. Yes, tell me bad. Okay, so there's a new article out in CNBC tonight. And the fact that it's in CNBC is important because CNBC is a business channel. CNBC is, you know, the number 1 business channel after LA. No, I guess we're number 2 at the moment. And CNBC has an article that talks about how certain parts of the economy are doing record great numbers, and how stimulus, if it touches those parts of the economy that don't need stimulus, will hurt the economy. Hey, Faith. What? Yes, that stimulus could actually hurt the economy. This is a new concept to me. Everyone, welcome Faith to the room. Faith, welcome to the family. I really appreciate you for joining the family. How does stimulus hurt the economy? I have never heard this concept before. So let me explain this concept of how. I'm confused as Catalina. I'm confused. Lee says the same thing. How can stimulus hurt the economy? Let me explain the concept. The concept is that if you put stimulus on a part of the economy that is growing too fast, then it will result in causing inflation and grow that part of the economy too fast, and it will hurt people who can't afford things in that part of the economy. Let me give you an example. An example is one part of the economy, let's say, is a guy who sells boxes. And the guy who sells boxes is actually making the most money during this pandemic that he's ever made in his whole life. So he doesn't need stimulus. He doesn't need stimulus. But the federal government decides, I'm going to give him stimulus. Carol, everyone welcome Carol to the family. Welcome, Carol. So the federal government decides, we're going to give the guy with boxes some stimulus. Well, he didn't need stimulus. So now what happens is instead of him growing at 35% for boxes, he suddenly grows at 75% a month. He grows at 2,000% a year. And what does he do? He grows so fast that he can do stuff like overcharge. He can raise the price of boxes. He can make boxes extremely expensive for you to buy. And suddenly you can't afford his boxes because you've made him too well off. The example the CNBC article talked about was the housing market. It basically said that the housing market is the strongest it's ever been in a very long time, which I don't particularly agree with. But the housing market's been the strongest it's ever been in a long time. And that if you give stimulus in an industry like the housing market, then housing prices will grow too fast and people won't be able to afford housing, and people will then become more homeless than they are because then they can't afford housing. Hey, Phyllis, how are you? It's basically saying if inflation is kicking in on certain parts of the economy, don't give it any more stimulus because it'll absolutely become hyperinflation. And hyperinflation causes a recession and a depression, which it does. So everyone welcome Phyllis to the room. Very strange article. So it says you have to be careful you give stimulus to the right part of the economy and not give stimulus to something that doesn't need stimulus, that is growing too fast, because you'll make it grow way too fast and then it'll crash and burn and hurt the rest of the people that can't afford it. Okay. This is confusing. But there you go. Now you know the bad news. I understand why not Americans not first, our government. Yeah, I mean, there's certain parts of this economy that need stimulus, and there's certain parts of the economy that don't need stimulus. Certainly, Amazon does not need stimulus. Walmart doesn't need stimulus. But people that are homeless need stimulus. People that can't make rent need stimulus. So I think that's what the article's referring to, is you don't want to put stimulus in the wrong place. Could make things grow way too fast. There you are. At the 27-minute mark, can they focus on that to low income only? Says Lee. That's a great question. That's a great comment. Yes, that's why you want to focus the stimulus on really the people that need the stimulus. Do you think the 15? Do you think that UPS will get hazard pay? Um, I think it should get hazard pay. I don't know if it will. Do you think the $15 minimum wage will raise the price of food and services? Oh, yeah, absolutely it will. Oh, my goodness. The way that employers will compensate for the inability to pay the $15 an hour is raise everyone's price of goods. So if you go into a bakery, and the bakery used to pay people $8 an hour and now has to pay people $15 an hour, they'll just pass the cost on to you by raising the loaf of bread from $2 to $4. That's obviously what they do. I mean, that's the concept of what happens with raised unemployment benefits. You know. So are they coming out with excuses they don't have to give the $1,400? Julia, that's a great question. I think what they're talking about is the parts of the stimulus that don't belong there. Not so much the stimulus check, but the other parts. Now, the question is really, what are the other parts? If you look at the stimulus package, we're talking about businesses, and we're talking about people with COVID, and you're talking about parents. Not particularly clear. Really, really unclear. L8 well said about the raising prices. So there you go. I work at a grocery store, and they already said that minimum wage package of $15 an hour, they're going to start raising prices, says Shanika. MSC Now, another viewer says, absolutely. And hence you see why things are where they are. So the CNBC article talked about 4 or 5 segments of the U.S. economy that are doing incredibly great news. What about the eviction moratorium? Was it moved to September? It was. On your new PDF, which I dropped on set, I know it's now under the set. The new PDF shows you the 7 executive orders from Joe Biden on last week. Will claimed adult dependent on SSI received a stimulus check for the first and second stimulus? Yes. The proposal under the third stimulus package, line 1 of your PDF, is adult dependents will get $3,200. Prices are already going up in states. Absolutely. Absolutely. So now at the 30-minute mark, let me recap what I covered in this video. Um, I might have missed it at the beginning, but what is FPUC paying out? I've not heard anything. So what this video covered were items in the third stimulus package that are not the way they should be, and how to do the workaround, and also how to deal with the delay and having this not yet law, let alone a public bill. First, I said if you're on SSI and SSDI, Social Security or railroad benefits, and are low income, and you're waiting for that $200 a month to go on top of your benefits that Joe Biden promised, but you know that's not even a bill yet, let alone a law yet, and you don't even know why Joe Biden's staying silent about it, as Elliot has told you, then the way to work around that by getting money somewhere else is the following. Reach out to the volunteers in the pinned comment of this channel, into the pinned description of this video, and the volunteers can help you get rent and utilities, which can be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. This is a way to offset your bills and give you money right now, because that $200 thing has not yet happened, let alone been put in a bill. Next, if you're a business owner and you're waiting for that business grant or business loan to kick in under the third stimulus package, then consider doing a PPP right now, which starts as a loan and turns into a grant. Cabbage and Fundera companies you can reach out to. Or consider doing an EIDL loan. Hey, Cedric, everyone welcome Cedric to the family. Welcome Cedric to the family. That's that workaround. That's for the businesses. We just did the SSI. Finally, there was one other workaround I had. I forgot what it was. Oh, unemployment. If you are not happy, no bueno, about the inability of Joe Biden to keep his promise about FPUC, $600 a week, and retro, then consider doing a escalated benefits maneuver. What is an escalated benefits? It's providing your unemployment office a tax return to ask for more benefits. To find out how to do it, watch early in this video, and you can replay it once this video is taped on the site. And there you go. Now at the 30-minute mark, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. We just passed 375 today. It's free to subscribe. I help people around the clock on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm always answering questions day and night, whether it's DM or public, whether it's private or this. I'm answering questions left and right. I continue to do so. So do the volunteers of this channel. Whether you're a member or not a member, I'm always here answering your questions morning, noon, and night. Next, also like this video. It helps in the algorithm. Hit that alarm button so you get an alert when a new video goes live. Hey, thank you, Scott Watson. I appreciate that. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. The link to join is under the video where it says join. It's also in the top of the chat button. It's also in the description to this video. If you're watching this video after about 4 o'clock on the West Coast, it's then taped and I'm no longer live. Meantime, if you become a new member during this video, you'll see the PDFs again in the community page of YouTube for members only, and they'll be reposted always in the evening as well. Coming up next, I'll be back at 6 p.m. with Evenings Check. Then I'll be back at 7 o'clock with Purple Power. I appreciate seeing you then. We're going to have a lot to talk about. Purple Power, the second show, will go over third stimulus. The video before that, Check, will go over second stimulus, executive orders, and the push to get those three things. FPUC retro, SS200, and also MSC. With that, stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, and save LA for more.